Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. These are the detention hearings for the 323rd Judicial District Court for the state of Texas, Tarrant County's designated juvenile court. In compliance with emergency orders 1 through 30 issued by the Texas Supreme Court, the courthouse is generally closed to the public except for essential hearings. However, in keeping with the spirit of the open courts provision of the Texas Constitution, these hearings are being broadcast live on YouTube. Anyone who on YouTube who may be watching, I will let you know that recording or rebroadcasting all or part of these hearings is expressly forbidden by court order. Violation of the court's order may subject you to civil and/or criminal contempt proceedings. First on our docket today is Peyton Demerson. Are you Mr. Demerson?
Yes.
Are you Mr. Demerson?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Demerson, please move your chair closer to the computer. Mr. Demerson, this is a detention hearing to determine if you should remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. And Ms. YYYYY is here. Do you see Ms. YYYYY on the screen?
Yes.
All right. You were previously referred to the department for the offenses of robbery and aggravated robbery, and also a violation of court order technical on a motion to modify. The court previously determined that probable cause exists to believe that you engaged in delinquent conduct and that justified your initial detention. The court has reviewed your file, and the court believes that if I were to release you, you would be a danger to yourself or others. So I'm going to order your continued detention. That will be the order of the court. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you.
All right, Brian Hemphill.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Did want to let you know we have members of the victim's family watching on YouTube this morning.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Shipley. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
sir.
All right. Are you Mr. Hemphill?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hemphill, we know each other. We've met before. My name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. And Ms. Herrick is here. Do you see Ms. Herrick on the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. The court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you engaged in delinquent conduct sufficient to justify your initial detention. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether you should be released to a parent or guardian. As I said earlier, I am personally familiar with your case and your history with the department, having overseen more than one of your cases in the past. You're currently level 3-0 in the back. Accordingly, I believe that if I were to release you today, you would be a danger to the community if released, and so I will not do that. I will order your continued detention. That will be the order of the court. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Carol Lamar Mays. Mr. Lewis, is this the case you spoke to me about this morning?
Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you, sir. All right, are you Mr. Mays?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mays, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Ms. YYYY, is here. Do you see her on the screen?
Yes, sir.
The court has previously determined that probable cause exists to believe that you engaged in delinquent conduct sufficient to justify your initial detention. And so, Mr. Lewis, can you bring me up to speed on the remainder of this case, please?
Yes, sir. He was arrested by Texas State Police on December 1st in Tarrant County and is pending a hearing on charges of unlawful carrying of a weapon and failure to ID stemming from that arrest. The circumstances being that a traffic stop was initiated. He, when confronted by police as the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle, allegedly gave a false birth year and first name, and allegedly had a P95 Ruger pistol underneath the driver's seat and a Kel-Tec rifle in the trunk when the vehicle was searched. There are active warrants out of the city of Dallas and also out of Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. Jefferson Parish has stated their intent to extradite as soon as his cases are resolved in Texas, in Tarrant and Dallas County, respectively.
All right, Ms. YYYYY, what is your thought?
Your Honor, I will leave it to the discretion of the court, and more so, I don't have a parent or a guardian to release him to. But of
His
course,
grandmother is here, ma'am.
oh, his grandmother is here? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right. So I'll change that, Your Honor. So grandma is here, I didn't know that. I have spoken to my client about this, and he had told me to plead to the court that he wants to go home if he will be released even on electronic monitoring. And that's what we're asking the courts.
All right, Mr. Mays, given the gravity of this offense, not one, but two weapons you were found with at the time, the fact that Dallas County would also like to visit with you on an involuntary basis, I think that if I were to release you today, you would continue to be a danger to the public. Accordingly, I will order your continued detention, and that will be the order of the court. Thank you, Mr. Mays.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. YYYYY. Sorry, Tariq Montgomery. Make you co-host. Mr. Marshall, the case that you were interested in was just resolved, and the young man, Mr. Mays, was ordered detained.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Are you Mr. Montgomery?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Montgomery, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Ms. McGonigal, is here. Do you see her on the screen?
Hi, Starry.
Hi.
All right. Is Mr. Mitchell here?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mitchell, what brings Mr. Montgomery to court today?
Ms. Montgomery was brought into detention on the 13th for an offense he committed for evading detention and having a weapon when he was running from the police that they found in the yard.
So he also has a pending referral out of custody for felony theft. Is that correct?
Yes, but that case was actually dismissed on the 14th, Judge.
Oh, okay.
And I just got a notification this morning that his court date is set for the 7th of January.
All right.
Before you.
Okay. What's his history like with the department? Is he on probation?
Yes,
As of
sir.
August of this year?
Yes, he's currently on probation.
What was that offense for?
That offense was for, give me a quick moment.
Was it tampering with evidence?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he's still on probation, correct?
That's correct.
So 4 months later, police see him throwing away a gun. Is that correct?
Yes, he was in a.
While he's on probation.
Yes, he was in another vehicle with two other individuals and they absconded and he was the one that had the weapon.
All right, Mr. Montgomery, you're on probation. You're not supposed to have guns. You're not supposed to be out running for police when you're not supposed to. So you were at level 1-0. Congratulations. However, I don't think 11 days at level 1-0 is sufficient at this time to convince me that if I were to release you, you would not be a danger to yourself or others. So I'm going to order your continued detention. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Peyton Ortiz. Is Mr. Houston here today? Yes.
I'm here.
I see ya.
He called Ortiz older. I think he's getting older. I guess no one went over there. No.
Right. Are you Mr. Otis?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Judge, we had Pedro next.
Oh, yes. Okay, go ahead. You're right. It's my mistake. I apologize.
I was like, dang, I was like, he over there. I was just
Whoa.
for Otis.
I didn't recognize you, Pedro. You cut your hair.
I thought you see me with my hair cut off.
No, I don't think so. I think this is first.
Take it off.
All right, Pedro, we know each other. My name's Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must be judged every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Ms. McGonigal, is here. All right, Pedro.
My mother.
I don't know, but dude, last time you saw me, you were level 2 and you were working your way to level 1-0.
Yeah, I need to tell you about that.
No. You don't want to tell me anything.
No,
You don't. No, you don't.
Today.
no.
You do not. Pedro, remember you got the right to remain silent. The DA is listening to this conversation. And if you make any admissions or anything, he can use that against you. You don't want to do that, do you? You don't want to help the DA, right?
No.
Okay. So remember, you have the right to remain silent. And I'm sure Ms. McGonigal wants you to keep silent.
Yes, please be quiet, Pedro.
Okay. But let's talk about your choice of language in the back. All right. I'm hearing a report that you're using language that is probably not appropriate in the back. If that is true, I need you to stop that. There's no reason to be cursing at the staff in the back. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely no reason. If you're nice to them, I promise you, they'll be nice to you.
Yeah,
But if you curse at them, they take points away and you end up at level 3 unacceptable.
Yes, sir.
Is it really worth cursing at them?
No, sir.
Okay. So let's don't do that.
Yeah. I was trying to tell you, Mr. Johnny said I was supposed to be a 1-0 because they secluded me for no reason.
I can tell you, if you're cursing at the staff, that's not.
I swear to God, I was in the bag for 2 days.
Pedro,
I was in the bag for 2 days. Then I went to the H-Pop for 5 days. And then that's 7
Pedro,
days.
no.
You don't believe
Be
me?
quiet, Pedro.
Okay. Pedro.
Okay, damn.
Pedro. Okay. Well, okay. If you brought that all to the attention of the detention staff.
I did.
Okay. And I believe you did. I believe you did. Then let's let them review their records. They'll review all the tape and everything in the back. And then they'll make those adjustments as their investigation deems appropriate. Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right. But I need you to promise me going forward, you're not going to use any colorful language directed at the staff.
Yes, sir.
Promise me. All
Yes,
right. What do I got to do today?
Detain me.
Yes, sir. Why?
Ain't nothing new. Because of my level. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing new.
All right.
Hey, hold on. I got a question though before you detain me.
All right. What up?
Let's say my mama was here and I was a 1-0. Would I have a chance to come home or not?
You would have a chance. Yes, you with me, you always got a chance. All right.
So all I got to
Your
do
Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
he's pending placement. He has to be in detention pending the transfer to placement. It can't be out.
Oh, he's already been ordered to placement.
Yes, Your Honor, you ordered him to
Oh.
placement at the last court date.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pedro. I forgot.
I talked to Jason, the what's it called it, the placement dude, and he said I know your issue, I know what you're going through, and I know about your grandma how she got cancer. He said if you can do good, and he said since you're 17, he said that's also good too. So we don't really have to throw you to placement. He said if the judge wants to release you, placement is out the window. But he said if the judge wants you to go to placement, you have to go to placement. He said I know you signed the papers already. But he said, if you want to go to to the house, if you do good and you show me you do good and the judge releases you, that's the judge's problem.
Mr. Jarman, remind me which placement was ordered, and I've forgotten that.
Yeah.
Pedro was court ordered to Rockdale
Okay.
at his last court hearing.
Okay.
And so we're just waiting transport now.
Ms.
So I gotta wait now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I can ask him like how long it's gonna take.
He had court on the 12th of November, Your Honor, and that's when you ordered him into placement.
Okay.
And he had to be transferred from downtown to detention. He had to wait for a quarantine there. So he was recently back to detention. And they are waiting for medical. I believe that the Rockdale Academy is looking at the medical, and we should have a decision hopefully by end of business today if they're going to accept him and then be able to transport him. So I don't know what he is referring to about the fact that placement is out the window, because he was court ordered to placement and he actually voluntarily agreed to that placement.
You said I had to go to placement because you said I ain't had no opportunity to go home. But Judge Porter just said right now, if you show me you can do good, you can go home. So of course I had to take it because why am I going to be in Tarrant County?
Wait, Pedro, wait. I didn't say you could go home. I said I'd consider it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying though, why would I rather be in placement for 6 months when I could be in Tarrant County for 1 more month and go home? See my
Go
grandma.
home from Tarrant County.
I'm just saying though, I could go back to Tarrant County if I want to. That's what I'm saying. I know for a fact I can go back to Tarrant County. I'm my dead papa. All I'm saying is this: I have a chance to go home, and you messing it up. You're supposed to be my lawyer. I ain't Judge Porter. I ain't got no way to get a whole nother lawyer, a whole nother person on hood. Cause I know if I was one on hood, you would have let me go home if I had another lawyer. If I had my last lawyer the last time I would have went home on hood.
No. I can tell you right now, Ms. McGonigal is an excellent lawyer.
No, if she was, I would have been home already.
No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. All right.
So you're saying I gotta wait for placement. So I gotta go do 6 months.
I can tell you right now, just based on your level, and you're telling me your level should be different, but on the level that detention has reported me to today, I still have to order that you be detained. Okay, so that's the decision today. We'll look at things. You get your level up like you're supposed to, and then we'll look at things next time. Okay.
What do you mean we're gonna look at things next time? Like, what does that mean?
That means the next detention hearing, if you're at level 1-0, we'll look at things, okay?
I gotta ask Mr. Jason a question real quick.
Not right now. We got a bunch of other kids we gotta get to, okay? You can call Mr. Jason later, okay?
All right, Mr. Jason.
Thank you, Pedro.
You tell Rick to talk to me too.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. McGonigal. All right, Rontes Otis. Sorry about that, y'all. I hear footsteps, slides. All right, are you Mr. Otis?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Otis, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, You must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Mr. Houston, is here. Do you see Mr. Houston on the screen?
Right there.
All right. Okay, Ms. Young, what brings Mr. Otis to court today?
He was re-referred to the department judge back in November after an abscond for approximately 1 year. He had been on EM and removed the EM without permission.
And he was on abscond status. What was that underlying offense?
It is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That is also aggravated robbery. He's on a determinate sentence that is until 3/12/2023.
Mr. Haynes, do you know if the state has filed a motion to modify in that case?
I don't know, but I can.
Judge, if I may, motions have been filed by the DA's office as of November 30th. He is scheduled for court on January 20th at 8:30.
All right. And he has a parent or guardian here today. Is that correct?
He does.
All right. Mr. Houston, what are your thoughts?
Mr. Ortiz has been in custody now for months. I believe he's level 1 outstanding. I can assure you, I know for a fact he wants to get out extraordinarily bad, and especially because he has I believe a kid on the way. I can't make you any promises about this, but if you put that EM on him, I'm pretty sure his parents will make sure they get him back here, because your court setting is a full month, over a month away.
All right, Mr. Otis, you've been level 1-0 for the last, well, since the 14th, correct?
Sir, I show you papers.
I trust you. You since the 14th.
Yes, sir.
However, you were on the run for a year. I got 1 year versus 3 days. That's a big difference, man.
I promise I'll come back on my court date. I promise.
Yeah, but you also promised you'd live with your parents as a part of your conditions of probation, and you didn't live up to that promise. So you understand why I got a hard time trusting your promise right now, right?
I'll give you the minimum of my word. I'll come back. You will see me before 8:30.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not convinced that if I were to release you, you would not be a danger to yourself.
I would. I just want to be with my son.
I appreciate that, but based on the evidence before the court, I'm going to order that you be detained today. Thank you, sir. All right. Kaylin, Passion Angel Paige. Go back and watch all of these because I'm convinced that most of these kids are doing appropriate things as they leave. Okay, good. Okay. You, Miss Paige?
Hello.
Howdy. My name's Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Ms. Eric, is here. Do you see her on the screen?
Hi, Caitlin.
All right. Who is covering? Oh, Mr. Victorson is here. All right. Mr. Victorson, what brings Ms. Paige to court today?
Sorry, I couldn't find my mic. Your Honor, she was referred in custody on October the 7th for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. That referral was made by Fort Worth Police Department, where they observed her and her older sister driving a car. When they ran the plates, the car came back as stolen on October the 5th, just 2 days prior. The police report alleges that on that day, she and her sister asked the victim for a ride to the store. He agreed to go inside the store to buy cigarettes for them. And he agreed to do so and left the car running while the girls waited for him. When he came back out of the store, the girls in the car were gone. He said he gave no permission to drive his car. She's set for court in January. And at this point, Your Honor, there is no recommendation for a community plan.
All right. She has prior experience with the juvenile justice system. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what is her level in the back?
1A, I believe it is.
Ms. Paige, what does your level need to be before I can consider you for release?
A 1-0.
All right. So you're not 1-0, correct? So what do I need to do?
Detain.
Yes, ma'am, and why?
Because I'm on level 1.
Yes, ma'am. All right. All right. So that's going to be the order of the court. Thank you, Ms. Paige. I appreciate your sunshine and attitude. All right. Thank you.
Bye, Kaylin.
Bye.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Tariq. All right. Ms. Potter. Good morning, Ms. Potter. How are you?
Good.
My name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Edwin Youngblood, is here. Do you see Mr. Youngblood on the screen?
Hello.
Oh, now I do, yes.
All right. Mr. Youngblood got a haircut.
Yes, sir.
All right. Is Mr. Houston here? Is somebody covering for Mr. Houston? Ms. Lopez?
Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Lopez, what brings Ms. Potter to court today?
Well, this is a 10-day. From what I read in the report, a client was referred for making an appointment with someone in social media. And when they got that person, when they got the victim to the apartment, they attacked, some companions attacked the victim. I was reading that apparently on yesterday, Judge Terry ordered a placement search for her.
Okay. And this is on Division.
Aggravated robbery is the official charge, Your Honor.
Ooh, okay. Go big or go home. Yeah. All right. And the alleged date of offense was the 17th of November.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the 17th of November was a Tuesday, and the alleged time of offense was 3:25 in the afternoon. Doesn't that sound like school time? Ms. Lopez, 3:25 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, doesn't that sound like some time when this young lady should have been in school?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, and is she currently on probation?
She seems to be on probation. I'm looking at it.
Let's see. Probation for burglary of a building.
Burglary of a building, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, Ms. Potter, if you don't want to be in school outside of detention, I can make sure you're in school in detention.
I was in school. Like, no, I already had school. It was to 8 to 12. My school's not that long. Mine was
Ms.
to 8
Potter, it's okay to answer whether you were in school or not, but I'm telling you as your attorney, you shouldn't try to explain yourself because you have a right to remain silent and you should be silent right now. But if he asks you a question, you can answer it about whether you were or not in school. So that was the question. Were you in school or not?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. She's been level 1-0 since November 21st. And Ms. Lopez, is she currently level 1-0 still?
Yes, that's what I have, Your Honor. But like I said, Mr. Houston stated that because of the placement search, he wanted her to see if she could stay in detention.
Okay. Mr. Youngblood, what are your thoughts?
She was set this afternoon at 1:30, Your Honor, and the prosecutor asked for permission from me to tell the court that I agreed with a continuance while she did a placement search. There's sex trafficking allegations in this case, and there's also allegations that she set a trap, sort of love in the afternoon trap for an injured party. That's what the aggravated robbery is about. Some other male persons apparently took his property at gunpoint. So it's a perhaps more serious case than it looks like. I'd certainly like to see her released, but there's a good reason for the placement search, and I'd like to find out what the answer is before that happens.
All right. Okay. Based on the information provided to the court, I'm going to find that statutory reasons exist for her continued detention, and that will be the order of the court.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. Be patient, Davisha. This won't take a whole long time, and we'll get you an answer when it comes in. All right.
Do I still got?
I'm sorry, I lost you. What did you say?
Do I still got court at 1:30 or no?
No, the court at 1:30 is passed till another day. And I know you would like me to call you, and I will call you this afternoon.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Potter. Thank you, Mr. Youngblood.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Ms. Reese? Are you Ms. Reese?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Reese, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge. But this is your initial detention hearing. So you have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. And I've appointed Violet. Is Violet here? There she is. All right, let's get you unmuted. Violet, would you introduce yourself to this young lady?
Hello, Miss Reese. My name is Violet Nakoye. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Ms. Reese, do you see Ms. Nakoye on the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Cook, what brings Ms. Reese to court today?
Your Honor, if I may, there is a CPS investigator that is also on the call. I believe her name, well, she just came on, Stephen G2. Juliana is her name. And then also Jemiah's TCAP worker, Taisha Heath, is also on the call. So Jemiah was referred in custody yesterday by the Arlington Police Department for assault causes bodily injury, family violence, and resisting arrest. According to the report, the day before, December 14th, officers were dispatched to a welfare check of 17-year-old Lanier Reese, who had posted a picture on social media of a boot mark on her face. Lanier stated she was on FaceTime with a friend when her sister Jemiah came into the room accusing her of taking her things and kicked her in the face. Lanier stated it caused her pain and she started to fight Jemiah back. Family members separated them and later she posted the picture on social media. Officers stated they did not observe any red mark or bruising on Lanier's face during the investigation. However, when looking at the picture posted online, there is a red mark on the right side of her face. Officers then spoke to Jemiah, who admitted to kicking her sister. According to officers, her story changed multiple times about the timing of kicking her sister, therefore being that there was a picture of Lanier's face with a red mark, and she stated she felt pain. Officers told Jemiah she was being arrested for domestic violence. Jemiah was not cooperative and had to be escorted to the squad car by multiple officers. Therefore, she was arrested for assault, cause of bodily injury, and resisting arrest. Jemiah is currently on probation for injury to the elderly. She was just placed on probation on October 26th of this year. She was given 1 year. With me, Jemiah has done very well. She, on her short time of probation, she's engaged with her TCAP advocate. Ms. Heath was actually on the phone when this incident happened. That's why I wanted her to be on the call if possible. She has actively attended her outpatient groups at TYRC. She's been diligent with schools. She's negative on all UAs and has been available for every visit with me. Ms. Jones, their mother, is very frustrated with this situation, said there was a little more to the situation than what the report says. The incident happened just a few minutes and then everything was calm and the family watched a movie together that night. That's why they were all very surprised when the police arrived the following day about the welfare check.
Okay, and who do we have in the family room today?
Her mother and sister, I believe, Miss Jones and Lanier.
All right. Ms. Nwoke, would you like to ask the mom some questions?
Actually, I would like to talk to her after the hearing, Your Honor. But I wanted to know if she feels that it's safe for her daughter to come home to her today. Ma'am, do you think it's safe for her to be home today?
Yes, actually, she came to speak on Jemiah's behalf because she didn't press charges. She didn't tell them.
I didn't press charges. I never told them I felt pain in my face. It wasn't a boot mark. It was her Air Force shoe.
And they lied on the
Okay. Do you believe that you can be able to handle the situation at home and make sure she doesn't get in trouble because you know she's already on probation?
She hasn't been in trouble since. This was between them two, and it was like a 1 minute spat, and it was fine. And the thing is, Lanier likes to post, and I tell her everything she posts, people try to take it out of context.
Okay.
And run with it.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
You know, I don't have any other questions for her. Would you like me to make a statement? Okay.
Mr. Haynes, what are your thoughts? Or will the state defer to the court's discretion?
Yeah, I'll defer to the court here, Your Honor.
Ms. Cook, you said that Ms. Reese has been doing really well on probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your recommendation to the court?
Well, we had wanted to set up a mediation between the two sisters to see if there was anything that needed to be resolved before they returned. I know Mom had mentioned that maybe Lanier could go stay with a cousin for a little bit if we needed to. Like I said, Jemiah has done very well with me. And I know I got a call not only from Miss Heath, but also from the TCAP director saying how well she's done, that Jemiah actually goes out of her way to contact TCAP and say, when are you coming? Because she wants to make sure she's available for all of her visits. I would hate for her to stay in detention because, you know, today and tomorrow are final exams for the semester. And it seems like this was a situation that maybe got out of control between two sisters. But of course, I don't want anyone else to get injured or harmed, but.
Okay. I'm going to authorize her release today. It sounds like we've got a good family unit here. This was just something that kind of got out of control between two sisters. Mom's aware of the issue, so I'm going to order as a condition of her release that she have no unsupervised contact with her sister. Basically, what that means is the two girls can't be alone in the same room together unless a parent is there, okay?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
But it sounds like, Mom, you are aware of what's going on, what you need to do. You're already thinking through everything of how to keep both sisters safe. I'd recommend that you consider whether it's appropriate for either daughter to have access to social media, at least for like the next week or so. Maybe they both need a timeout, but you're the parent, you get to make that call, okay?
I really don't like social media, and I can't control Lanier because she paid for that phone, but Jemiah, on the other hand, I paid for her phone. So if she,
Your other daughter, how old is she?
17.
You're still the parent.
Unfortunately, she has been told by CPS that I can't take her things and that she paid for it. So she is very listen to that.
All right. Well, as for today, Ms. Reese, I'm going to authorize your release. Don't be in the same room with your sister unless there's a parent with you too, okay? And if your sister wants to come into your room without a parent, you get up, you walk out of that room, and you go be with one of your parents, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, that'll be the order of the court. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have to sign the paperwork.
Last but not least, Lita Sabiri. You want to do it? Good morning, Miss Sabiri. How are you?
Good.
Miss Sabiri, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you got to see me. I'm aware of the circumstances of you were leaving and now you got brought back through no fault of your own. You have the right to an attorney. You have the right to remain silent. Your attorney, Mr. Newman, is here. I'll cut to the chase. You've been ordered to placement. You have been possibly exposed to a disease that requires you to remain in quarantine for a little bit longer. So I'm going to order your continued detention. I believe that if I were to release you today, you'd be a danger to the community. That will be the order of the court. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
May I have excuse, Judge?